What's up, guys, and welcome back to Skins in the Game, episode number 37. We got JW in the house. How you doing today?
I'm doing good. Hit 80 degrees in Florida today, but I'm not weather bragging.
Russell Hart says 6:30 p.m. Yes! I think we were like 3 seconds late. No, I'm just kidding. It did just now hit 6:31. I hit play at the 6:30 mark, so... There you go. Yes, COVID.
Is he giving you a hard time because of 30 seconds? Really?
100%.
You got a tough crowd here.
that's. Would you expect anything less, right?
No.
We need to beat the Eagles. Well, that's going to be tough. We'll certainly get into that tonight. Tim, you have a question? Answer this for me. Can I get into the voice channel with the game starts? Sure, we can talk about that later. All righty. Well... Let's start this show like we always do with the dad joke of the week.
I'm sure the highlight of everybody's week.
Uh-huh.
Which days are the strongest?
Which days are the strongest?
Yep.
What?
Saturday and Sunday, because all the others are weekdays. It's not the worst one.
What about the weekends? No, but I guess they would be the weakest ends instead of the weakest days.
That's right.
Okay, all right, I got you. I'm picking up what you're putting down. My job is to ruin every one of these dad jokes throughout.
Hey,
Russell
as
Hart
long as you
bad.
get it, yeah, I know. Russell,
Jacob
by
laughed.
definition,
That's dreadful.
Yeah. By definition, dad jokes are bad, so you have to rate the level of badness.
I love it. That's the whole point. That's dreadful. I love that. That's dreadful. All right. Well, let's hop into our next section. What do you got? You got anything, or you want me to go first?
No, we talked about this briefly beforehand. I was just, and I'm sorry I can't remember the guy that hit Taylor, but the guy that knocked out Logan Thomas for the season does not get fined in what was arguably a dirty play. You never know a guy's motives, but he does not get fined. And the guy it was a very soft roughing the passer call, and the guy got fined $15,000. And I can't figure the NFL out. It's like, go at a guy's knee for no apparent reason or no legitimate reason in the game other than you're just trying to avoid a block. But he wasn't even in the play. But anyway, that was all I really had.
Yeah, and then like you think of like hockey rules where if like a guy draws blood, like they make it way more of a penalty. Like you would think the NFL would have something along those lines. Like if you knock a dude out for the season for a very unnecessary hit, like you would think that they would up the ante a little bit. I'm not saying fine his entire game check, but good night. Like we got to prevent something of just diving at someone's knees when you're not even near the play.
I say fine. So I'm not asking for a game check. I'm asking for, if it was $500 or something. Just an acknowledgement.
Acknowledgement? Yeah, exactly. Yeah. How about that? How about an acknowledgement that it was a dirty hit, like a terrible hit? Forget the fine. Just give me a written apology, right. Ngakoue.
By the way, did you know that in Canada you can get arrested for if you get in a fight in a hockey game or a basketball game that you can get charged with assault in the criminal justice system?
In the middle of a hockey game?
You do not get cover for a hockey game. If you hit a guy and hurt a guy, there is precedence of where they will charge you criminally in Canada.
Send the money to Tim. I like that. That's, it's kind of interesting of why do we allow like people to like get away with clear assault on video just because it's in the middle of a televised basketball game? Like, why is he allowed to punch him in the face
or give him an elbow to the jaw or something?
Yeah, like why is that okay? Like, that's not a part of basketball, or that's not a part of football. Of after the play, you just get into it and then like you just start fighting them. I mean, I don't know. Like at the same time, I don't want to. We already have a lot of stuff going through our justice system. I guess I don't really want to flood it with sports problems.
Well, I just think there's cases that could be made. I mean, yeah, if two guys get in a equal fight they're fighting each other, then yes, I'm fine letting it go. If a guy sucker punches somebody and breaks their jaw, then I think they need to consider criminal charges.
Or
Like
at least
just
maybe
because you're
civil charges. Like
or
that
something.
player
Yeah.
has to, because maybe that player should have to cover their medical bills, like not the team. Like I was technically on work hours, but a part of my job is not to get punched in the face or something like that.
All right.
Like
Oh,
somebody's come up from behind.
I like
Oh yeah,
Russell's comment. They all hug after the game.
yeah. They all hug after the game, so it's all good.
It's
Yeah,
kumbaya.
Premier Soccer stepping in the UK because of COVID. Stopping. Wow. Yeah, they're not going to stop the NFL. They didn't even stop the NFL last year when there wasn't even vaccines. Now there's vaccines. Yeah, they're not going to stop the NFL. But yeah, that's funny. What do I got? I told most of you guys in the chat yesterday when I was on the thing with Chris, but I didn't tell Dad. I called into the radio yesterday, and because it seems like whenever they bring somebody else onto the radio, I don't listen to sports talk radio a whole bunch anymore, but whenever they bring up somebody and they start talking about the lack of fans in the stands, it's like they refuse to talk about the name change. They're like, oh, the stadium sucks. Oh, the stadium location, the traffic. Oh, we're not winning. It's like, that's been happening for a decade. 2 decades. Like, that's not different in the DC area to fight through traffic on game day, or especially a night game. Or we haven't won anything in 15 years. We haven't won a playoff game in 15 years or something like that. Yeah. And the Detroit Lions are a team, and they're filling up 80% of their stadium, and we're barely getting to 64%. And so I called in, and I told them how I feel about it, and it basically went off. And then at the end I was like, yeah, because we completely got rid of the name change for bogus reasons, and then on top of that, we claimed all of them were racist. And it's disgusting. It's horrible. And then they hung up on me. And then
Really?
yeah, they hung up on me, and then the guy asked me a question after they hung up, and then was like, "Oh, he's out." As if I hung up on them. Like, he blamed me for getting I would have had a conversation back and forth about it, but you know me, I could talk. Yeah.
Oh, and just so you know, I've heard it before that it's entirely possible that the announcers didn't know that the guy running the phones hung up on you. It happens all the time where they're like, they ask a question, and it was like, oh, is he gone? And then sometimes they'll check, and the guy will say, yeah, I hung up. And it was like, okay, well, you're a little crook on the draw there. But it's entirely possible that the guy talking did not know the producer or whatever hung up, or the engineer, or whoever's running the phone.
But they didn't specify that. They just acted like, oh, I said my piece, and I didn't care what they had to say. And so after that, I didn't care what they had to say, and I just turned the radio off. I said, screw you guys. Because then he started talking about the Red Wolves or something. I was like, that has nothing to do with what I just said. Like, anyway. So, yeah, I got hung up on, though. And he did let me finish my point, I guess. That was fair.
Yeah.
But
I will say real quick before we
Yeah.
get into this that, and it's not the first time, but when the opposing team's fans are cheering louder than your fans in your home stadium, that is thoroughly embarrassing. It was like I was looking through the stands, and it looked like I had to remind myself they're playing in Washington. It was
Yeah.
it was just, and embarrassing is not even the right word. It's disheartening that so many of these people, first of all, they don't come to the game. And you know me, I have season tickets. I'm in Florida. I'm not going to the game, but it's disheartening to see when you go back to video of RFK Stadium where the "We Want Dallas" chant, and the stadium is literally rocket. You can see the stands going up and down. And nice part about that is they had a team to back it up. They were like, "We want Dallas." Then they got Dallas, and they kicked their butts. So maybe we will get that. But yes,
we said we want Dallas all last week, and we didn't want Dallas apparently. At least the team acted like they didn't. But yeah, we'll certainly get into that. But first, we're talking about the main news, and it's even worse than what we talked about yesterday with Chris. I think like yesterday it was like 15. Now it's up to 19 players, including Cameron Curl, our best player in the secondary, our starting center, Tyler Lawson, because with Chase Rouillet already being hurt, and Keith Ismail, both now on the COVID list. So now we don't have a starting center. I don't know who's going to be the center coming up this week. Now, just to go through the list, Troy Apke, Kyle Allen. I know that you have some words on him, but yeah, he's on the COVID list, so he won't be playing. Matt Ioannidis, Cam Sims, the guy who made the huge catch, Milo Eifler. Eifler we just signed last week too, and then now he has COVID. He's like, oh, I'm glad I chose Washington, right? Derek Forrest, Cornelius Lucas, Samus Reyes, Kendall Fuller, Tim Settle, Jonathan Allen. Ugh, that sucks. Casey Toohill, David Mayo, James Smith-Williams, Khalil Hudson, and Montez Sweat all going through the protocol. Yes, all of those are going through the protocol. Last year, we were one of the best. What do you think's different about this year? And I listened to Ron's press conference, so we'll talk about that too. But your thoughts on this?
I don't know what's different, other than there's a lot more people vaccinated than were at this time last year. I mean, what's the negative? And I know people are going to say Omicron, whatever the latest variant is. That I don't know. It's what are the tests picking up, or what is the? It just doesn't make sense to me that if the virus is attacking unvaccinated people, then why is it that 90% of the people that are on the Redskins that have contracted it are vaccinated? Mm-hmm. I have no answer for you whatsoever as to why. It makes absolutely no sense to me whatsoever. But hey,
yeah,
go get vaccinated. It's good for you. I don't know.
Ron blames the other variant, actually. He doesn't know for a fact. He did say straight up it is speculation when he said it, but he said that, it makes you wonder that this new variant, it's going around, and it's because he said most of the guys that have it right now were vaccinated, like an overwhelming majority, because I know we were at 95% vaccinated before the season, because that was like the big goal, was to get to that point so that we didn't have to have extra procedures. Like if you didn't reach that goal, then the team was going to be subject to more procedures,
stringent testing.
Yeah, exactly. Whatever, yeah. And so they reached the goal, but 19 or Roger's saying 21. I'm just going off of the CBS tracker. I know some guys are going through the protocol, but they don't actually have, or at least they didn't test positive for COVID. Ron also mentioned a couple of guys. I can't think of the guys off the top of my head, but they are on the protocol because they're not feeling well, but they took the test and then had a negative test. So they're still keeping them out as a precaution, but they're not technically on the COVID list. Like these guys, 19 of them actually tested positive for the virus. But
according to Roger, it's up to 21. Did you see that? Yeah,
it's up to 21. That's what I was talking about. Yeah. He says most of them will play. It's possible that these guys will play because if you're not vaccinated, you're automatically put on the list for 10 days. You will not be able to play until 10 days from then. But if you are vaccinated, all you need is 2 negative tests. Now, if you actually tested positive and you just got put on the list within the last 2 days, I don't know how you're all of a sudden going to get negative.
That's what I was thinking.
Within 4 days or 5 days or whatever. Like that doesn't make any sense to me. Like you're going to continue to test positive for at least a short amount of time, at least a week, I would imagine. Like it's not it's gone. I mean, maybe it is. I'm not a doctor. I don't know. But it doesn't make sense.
What's the percentage? And I don't know the answer to this, but what's the percentage of false positives because any test, there's a certain percentage that it's not 100%. So is it possible that some of these guys got false positives, to your point of how would they be okay 4 days from now, that maybe they come back on Friday and they're good because the other test was a false positive? I don't know. But I agree with you. If they legitimately have COVID today,
yeah,
or yesterday or whatever day it was, how are they going to be clear by tomorrow? I
was still testing positive for over a week when I had it. I legitimately had the virus, and I tested positive at least for 10 days after, I want to say. So, I know that everybody's probably a little bit different, but 4 days seems really fast, or 4 days or less, but I don't know. But they asked Ron, what are you going to do about this Sunday? Like, how do you get prepared? And he goes, we're going to take every able body we can. And that's basically what we're doing.
He's gonna be standing outside of FedEx Field with applications, looking for football players.
Yeah, Louis T, another YouTuber. I don't know if you are familiar with him, but yeah, Louis T, one of the bigger Redskins YouTubers, was like had a video titled "Grab your cleats, we may need to suit up." Like, go to Dick's and go buy yourself some cleats because they may need us on Sunday. Right. Good grief!
Oh, Rogers is also saying they only need one negative test in 24 hours.
That's crazy. Why? But then, what if it was positive? Like a real positive, but then if you had one negative that was a false negative, I don't know. I don't. It seems to me that 3 should be the magic number, and maybe we'll take 2 out of 3 of what you're getting at this point. I don't know. NFL won't last. Oh, the NFL will last. We got through the NFL last year without vaccines. Like, there was no vaccines last year, and we got through the NFL. We will get through this NFL. Kevin Davis usually stops by and just says, actually always stops by and just says, bye. What's up, buddy?
Hey, Kevin. See ya.
Yeah. Yeah. Good old Kevin. That's the one chat I get. Sweet. I like it. No, but do you think, and according to Ron, there's been no talk about this, so it's getting kind of late in the game to do this, but if it continues to rack these positive cases up, do you think there's any chance the game will move, or is there a chance that we may be caused to forfeit?
Well, I don't think there's precedence for either one. I don't know of any team that's had to forfeit, and I don't know of them. Did they reschedule any games last year because of COVID?
Yes, last year they did for sure. This year, no.
So there is precedence. My feeling is if you had a team that had a bunch of guys unvaccinated and they tested positive, and I think that's what they were saying last year, is that if you're not vaccinated and you get the virus and you can't field a team, then you're going to forfeit. But if you got 90% of the guys that are testing positive are vaccinated, then I think the NFL has to at least consider it.
Right.
That's my opinion, but.
Right. And also if there's nothing that shows that you broke protocols, like, did you do the contact tracing? Did you do masking? Did you do whatever the protocols are for the certain scenarios, and you followed all those protocols and you still had an outbreak, which viruses do that. I mean, we love to talk about stopping the virus, but we've been trying to stop the virus for 2 years now, and it has not worked at all. So
I liked what somebody said earlier today. They go, virus is virus.
Yeah, virus is virus. Yeah, exactly.
I thought that was a good way to put it.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know what they're going to do, but at this point, if your goal is to stop this spread, you're having a team that's having a clear outbreak, why would you play the game on Sunday? Like, why would you allow, like, even if you kept those guys out, there's 3-4 guys every day popping up. It seems like for us, if not more. Like, why would you let the teams play on Sunday if that's happening and you want to stop the continuous progression of the spread of this virus? It doesn't make any sense. So,
which, by the way, is the worst thing you could possibly do.
Is what?
Try to stop the spread. The virus is going to do what it does, and you can prolong it, and I don't want to get into deep discussions about the virus, but the term herd immunity is when the virus has reached 80% of the population. You absolutely protect the elderly and the infirmed, no doubt about it, but strong, healthy people should be left to shoulder the virus until it gets to enough people, and then it's like, okay, it's run its course. But
at the same time, and I completely understand that argument, but then the argument on the other side is if you allow it to continue to spread through, you're going to get more and more variants and more potential of that. Now the precautions that you put in place before is not going to get there. But to the overall point, I don't know if you could stop it no matter how you slice it. I mean, it's going to mutate. I mean, we would have loved to stop the flu back in 1911 or whatever, 1908, whenever the early 1900s was, whatever the year was. I can't remember. Did I lose you? No, okay. you skipped it for a second, but you're good. But anyway, yeah, we would love to have stopped the flu then, but we still have the flu today,
Yeah.
right? Like we still have the flu in many ways. But anyway, I don't
Well,
know.
and one other thing about it, the viruses want to survive.
Yep.
And believe it or not, viruses don't want to be deadly. They don't want to kill everything they get in contact with because it's more likely to kill them off. So
Right.
when variants come out, historically, variants are not more deadly, variants are less deadly. The virus wants to live.
Right.
So it mutates into, it kind of figures it out like, so this Omicron
Omnicron.
or whatever, yeah, that they're saying right now, the evidence is that its effects are it's much more transmissible, which is what viruses want,
Mm-hmm.
but it's less
Deadly.
deadly,
Yeah.
which is also what viruses want. So to be more afraid of a third or fourth or fifth variant doesn't make sense from a scientific standpoint. But again,
Yeah.
enough virus talk. Where this is
Fair enough.
Redskins.
Yeah. It is. Fair enough. Yeah, you can go down the whole rabbit hole, but yeah, it sucks. The main takeaway is who knows who's gonna suit up on Sunday, and yeah, I have no idea. We
Schmuck
did,
Johnson.
yeah, right. Timothy and JW are suiting up for the
Hey,
Washington football team.
you know what? You know what? One plus is we're probably going to have the same kicker for 2 weeks in a row.
Brian Johnson's has entered the COVID list. As soon as you said that, yeah, let me refresh my page. Brian Johnson, kicker, on the COVID list. Right, as soon as you say that, that's funny. Hopefully, Taylor can carry us. Yeah, hopefully. Hey, 44, you ready for it? Yeah, he's. You ready for Sunday? Yeah, you suiting up? Yeah, there you go.
Give me some shoulder pads, baby.
Give me some what shoulder? You don't need shoulder pads with those shoulders. Good grief!
Yeah,
You, you'd kill people if you
on.
put pads on those things. Yeah.
Or does that look more shoulder paddish?
Yeah, there you go. All right.
Hey.
Well, I'm not sure if this is going to be a better topic to talk about, but let's go ahead and hop into the remnants of this Dallas game. What did you think overall for this Dallas game?
Well, the biggest thing that, and Grant, let's first start off by saying that their offensive line and defensive line, I think in many cases we're playing third string. So in all fairness to them, they've been hit pretty hard with injuries. So that I just want to get that off the table. Secondly, I don't know where they were in the first half. There was no fire, no passion. It just seemed to me like they were, I don't know if they were tentative or what. Maybe it was because there were so many new guys. But the first half, it was just, I don't know. It was very disappointing. Oh, hold on. Apparently, I hit something. Okay, there you go.
How dare
I had
you
a
hit it?
screen. I had a screen pop up, and I hit something inadvertently.
Momo asked, "Do you have a helmet to fit JW's head?"
Oh no, we take two helmets and fuse them together.
That's funny. That is funny.
But what else? There was something else I was going to
Yes,
say.
it is, Riggins. Go ahead. Keep going.
Oh, and the other thing is, you can't have 4 turnovers in a game.
True. Very true.
And how they were even in it at the end, I know some people were saying, well, Dallas took the foot off the gas. Maybe they did.
Well,
but
I don't like that argument at all because they threw it when they were up by 13 and we got a pick 6.
Yeah.
On second down, they threw it.
You're right.
So they didn't take the foot off the gas too hard because they continued to throw the football. It's not like they like them actually not taking the foot off the gas kept us in it. In reality,
sorry, Cocozio, yes, I drink beer. I drink a lot of things. So
I'm
an equal opportunity drinker.
Opportunity drinker.
But anyway, not to digress, but
no, you're fine.
Yeah, and I don't know. I know Dallas has got a good record. I don't see them going deep in the playoffs, but I don't think, I know their offense is supposed to be dynamic. But yeah, the fact that the Redskins were in the situation they were and in the second half managed to make a game out of it. And I agree with another person I was talking to that, okay, the interception for the touchdown was kind of fluky. They made the play, but that to get 7 points down was kind of a fluky play. To your point, they're up by 13. Why are they throwing at that point? But even so, the fact that the Redskins played as horribly as they played, they were down 24-3. Was it
24-0? No, 24-0 at half.
And they were able to hold them to 3 points and have a chance with 2 minutes to go in the game to tie it up. I think it's an indictment on, on Dallas. I was going to say, Tampa Bay, Kansas City, they get you down. It's like they get up 24-0 on you. You are not coming back in that game. They're going to keep, So I just think, I don't know. I don't follow Dallas that closely to know what their problem is, but I just think that's an indication that, hey, the Redskins only played half a football game and were almost in a position to tie. Well, they were in a position to tie it. So
they were 100% in a position to tie it. We had the ball with under 3 minutes to go, down by 7. We had a chance, and
if our receivers could catch the ball, that beautiful pass.
That was a nice pass by Kyle Allen. I know that you wanted to speak about did Kyle Allen fumble?
Yeah, and I know I don't want to sound like a homer, but it just my feeling.
I can bring up the video right now if you want to.
Well, you could bring it up, but my point is if they'd have called it the other way, I don't think they would have reversed it.
Potentially. I personally think it was a fumble, and we can slow it down. I think it's already pretty slow, but now we're going to slow it down even more, half speed. And you can see here. First of all, I know from this angle it looks like his knee is down. When you look from the other angle, his knee was up.
His knee was not down. Yes. The argument to me is whether or not his hand was moving forward before he lost possession.
Right.
That the knee is up. I agree with you. The knee was not down when the ball came out. So that's off the table.
So here, this is what we're going to see. The ball starts to continue. The nose of this ball continues to, flop back when he's throwing it. And I feel like he's already lost it before his arm goes forward. And that's my argument. And so let's see when we look at it. Did he pause it himself? Oh, he paused the video. It's somebody else watching the video. Okay, here we go. You see it right there? All
right, back up again. Let me see it again. No, go back a little. I want to see it before.
You want to see here? Or is this? No, you want to see it right here?
I want to see it be. Okay.
See, he paused it there.
Yeah. Right.
But you could see his arm was going backwards. Here's this. His arm was going backwards, continuing to go backwards. Are you arguing that his elbow is going forward at this point?
I think, okay, and go back another 10 seconds. Watch it one more time. And before he pauses it, watch his arm motion. So go back before he pauses it.
All right.
See, watch when you can see his elbow and everything starts forward.
Oh, so you're saying the elbow is going forward here. So that his elbow is going forward, even though the arm is not going forward. Like his hand is not going forward. But you're saying that the elbow is going forward.
And I think it's what do they call it? The empty hand thing. I can't remember what the term is. But anyway, I'm just saying, I think if they'd have called that which they don't, I get it. But I think if they'd have called that an incomplete pass on the field, they would have not reversed it upstairs. Because they said the call on the field stands. They did not confirm it.
Right. They didn't confirm it either direction.
Right. But I'm just saying, they said the call on the field stands, which means there's not enough evidence to overturn the call. So why is it a better?
You know what? I disagree with this. I think it's still a fumble because when you go to throw it, right, if we come back to my big view, all right, when you go to throw it, your hand is still going backwards when your elbow comes forward, right? I don't know if you can see that. What's this?
No, I see what you're saying. Where
when your arm is still, you see that? My arm is still going backwards, but my elbow's coming forward.
So you're starting to wind up. It's a wind up.
Yeah, it's still here. I'm still going backwards, but my elbow goes forward here. You see that?
No, I get what you're saying.
So my arm is going forward, but my hand is still going backwards. And his hand was still going backwards, and he lost it. He actually lost it at the peak. That's why he lost it. It was in the transition of going backwards to forwards is what caused the momentum of the football to still go the wrong direction, and that's what made it come out.
Right.
So it's here, and then he lost it right at the peak, and then he goes forward, and he never has it. So that's what I'm saying. So I think that this angle here, I'm coming here, and my arm's still going back, but my elbow's coming forward. I still think that it's where the hand is going. It's which direction's the ball going, not which direction is the elbow going. And I think it was still going backwards, and when it got loose.
Yeah, and Skin Them Alive has interesting saying that he thinks you're looking at the football's trajectory and that it's all moving forward. It doesn't matter at the pool comes out funny. It matters if his arm is pushing the ball forward, which he did push the ball forward. But I guess the argument is.
I see what you're saying, because instead of pull, he means ball. So the ball was pushed forward. I don't think if the ball comes out funny, it doesn't matter. The ball is pushed forward. I don't know if that's the rule or not. Clearly, they didn't. If that's the rule, then they made a bad call. But I think if you don't have possession of it, if you still try to push it forward, that's still not.
So okay, I get it. Let me ask you this, because you're not allowed to advance a fumble or push a fumble to another teammate.
Correct.
So if let's say a quarterback is rolling out, he's open, he goes to throw the ball, and the ball comes loose in his hand. That's a fumble.
Right.
And he still has enough to get enough of his grip on the football to push it and get it to the running back, and the running back catches it and goes for a touchdown. Is that a complete pass, or is it forwarding a fumble, which is illegal? You see what I'm saying? It's like if he loses grip of it but can still push it, they would call that a completed pass. They would not call that because he's the quarterback. He has the right to throw the ball. But to your point, if he starts losing control of the ball when he's going forward but is still able to push it forward, then it's a fumble. Then that call should be he fumbled the ball and he illegally forwarded it to the running back, and it should be dead right where he did it.
Yeah, it should be a dead ball because it's a forward pass when it should be a lateral. Because he fumbled it, and then you're saying but he never regained it?
No, what I'm saying is he's got just like Kyle Allen. Let's just say
No, okay, never mind. I know, no. It is still a forward pass, and it's still good. And here's why. Because the ball never hit the ground.
Yeah, but if he lost control of the ball, and you're saying that that's a sign of a fumble. So if he's cocking his arm back and the ball comes loose as he starts to go forward, but he's able to get his fingers on it, and like he's throwing a screen, like the guy's right, he's just going to dump it off to his running back. He loses control of the ball, but as he's going forward, he's able to push it to his running back.
No, I understand your technical argument, and I'm not saying that you don't have an argument. But I think, even if let's say you cock it back and, it's clearly a fumble, but the ball goes up in the air and the defense comes up and underneath it and catches it, they will still call that an interception. Even though I think it's just, a technical rule of, if it's caught in the air, they don't go that deep into it, I guess is what... you could... I see your argument, and I'm not even saying your argument's necessarily wrong, but I think it's just, how the NFL calls it... Because, it's subjective of how they do these rules, that I think that it's still a completed pass, and it would be counted as an interception the other way. They wouldn't count it as a fumble recovery if they caught it in the air. But if it hits the ground, now it's either a fumble or it's a... Because I don't think, let's say you did this. If you let go of the football, right, for some reason, you literally just had the ball here, you let go of it, and you got it back. You didn't fumble it. Because the ball never hit the ground. It's not a fumble until it hits the ground.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If you just... This is just a can, but if you just went like this, you didn't have possession of the ball anymore, but you didn't fumble it either. It's still in your possession.
Right.
So, they would still count that as a pass because it never hit the ground. Would be my thing. I get that you disagree with me, Skin Them Alive. And if your point is true, I don't know that point or not, but if the point is true that no matter what the situation is, if you put the ball forward and then it's a pass, if that is true, then you're correct. But I don't think that's true. I don't think they ever call it that way. Because if you lose it, and then even though if you throw it forward, if you still lost it and then shoved it forward, it's still a fumble. I think that's always how it's been called.
I want to say, too, the point of my argument earlier about you're right, it was a technical argument. But the point I was trying to make is that the NFL does not think things through in a lot of cases. A la the Taylor Heineke dive at the end zone where they said he was giving himself up. Yet I watched this weekend.
And he dove at the end zone and got it.
Right. So this is what I'm saying. They're inconsistent, and that's what's so infuriating is at one time they'll act like, well, of course, he dove for it. A quarterback's giving himself up when he does that, but then when it's another play and you got a quarterback diving at the pylon, which I think is what happened this last weekend.
For the 2-point conversion.
Yeah.
He did it for the 2-point conversion.
So when is he giving himself? If you dive for it, I've always said
one's beyond reproach. That needs to be changed immediately. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, because they acted like matter of fact. Oh, well, he was giving himself up. You can give yourself up diving forward. No, you can't. You never have. It's always been if you lead with your feet, you're giving an obvious, I'm diving down. You kick your feet out front and you hit the ground. Nobody can touch you. That's been given, but don't matter-of-factly tell me, oh, well, when you dive forward as a quarterback, you can be giving yourself up too. Nope. Never happened. And
no, it's stupid.
But they say that. Anyway, I know we're beating a dead horse, but
I feel you. Tim, will the Cowboys win the division, you think? It's almost a foregone conclusion. They would have to have a huge collapse, and then either us or the Eagles would have to win the rest of the games. I mean, they're sitting already at 9-4. Eagles and us are sitting at 6-7. There's 4 games left with a 3-game difference. It's 99% sure right now for the Cowboys. Don't get me wrong; they could mess it up, but they still have the Giants this weekend, who are a terrible, beat-up football team as well. I think they also have us again, and who knows what team will come back through. And then they have the Cardinals, which is going to be tough for them, and then they have the Eagles to finish out the year. So they have 3 division opponents. I doubt they go 0-4 with 3 division opponents left.
Right.
Especially with how beat up we are and how much beat up New York Giants are.
Hey, the one bright spot is we've got the wild card spot right now.
True. We are sitting at the 7th seed.
So we are, we're still in the driver's seat. As bad as this season has seemed to go, we are still in the driver's seat.
With only division games left.
Right.
So we cannot get overtaken. Because, maybe in some scenarios, a team behind us doesn't have the same division record or conference record or something like that. And then if maybe they could catch up in some scenarios, because maybe if we only were playing AFC teams left or something like that, and they could catch up to us in the conference record. But now we only have conference/division games, so there's no way anybody could catch us if we win out.
Yep.
If we win out, we're in. So we control our own destiny. We will see what we do with it. Are you guys in the camp of rescheduling games? I mean, obviously, I would like it to be rescheduled considering how beat up my team is. But at the same time, I think that opens up a huge can of worms. I think it gets ridiculous. I think that they should play the games personally, and you suit up who you suit up. It is what it is. Treat COVID just like an injury. Even if 20 guys on your team got hurt, you'd still have to suit up a team next week, right? So I'm not in the boat.
I'm going to be in the more controversial camp. I think they should play. Period. They're vaccinated. Hey, they're playing guys that are vaccinated. They're vaccinated. Play.
Yeah.
What's the worst that can happen? Oh, the other team's going to pick up COVID too, and it's not going to be that serious because they're vaccinated. Right?
Yeah.
Anyway.
And then if you're not vaccinated, that was your choice.
I understand. I understand if you're not vaccinated, you can't play.
Yeah, I was kind of answering that question, I guess, in a within the mindset of the NFL, but fair enough.
No, which is a vacuous mindset in most cases.
You never know what they're actually thinking. Who cares? So, with the little bit of Kyle Allen that we saw, Of course, we know about the fumble, but there was some interesting throws that he was making. And of course, he can't play this week, or maybe he can. I don't know. It depends if he tests negative, I guess, or whatever. I don't know. But would you like us to go to Kyle Allen as soon as he's able to play, or do you want to stick with Heineke the rest of the way?
Well, and first of all, I like Heineke. I'm not. This is not a bash Heineke segment. I do know that, or I agree with what I read, that the 3rd and 16 Cam Sims catch, that Taylor Heineke does not make that pass with the little effort that Kyle Allen was able to throw that ball. Taylor Heineke can't make that throw. He would have had to wind up. I mean, basically, Kyle Allen was on his back foot, snapped the ball, and threw it, laid it out where it needed to be. I don't think Taylor Heineke makes that play.
You're talking about
Now,
the one that got dropped?
No. I'm talking about the 3rd and I think it was 3rd and 16 or 3rd and 15. It was a couple plays before that where.
Oh, okay.
But he basically snaps the ball, and I mean, I don't mean hiking it. I mean, he snaps the ball with his hand and throws it 18 yards or whatever it was, right on the sideline, perfectly where it needed to be. Taylor Heineke can't make that throw. Now, whether or not that means everything else, I think he does a lot of other good things. It was way too small of a sample size to say. He was 4 of 9 with an average of, I want to say, 9 yards a catch or something. Mm-hmm. So he threw freaking 9 passes in the game.
Yeah.
So, and he was less than 50%. He did lead him down. He scored, and short of the fumble. And if, certain receivers can make a catch on a really catchable ball, we're at the 30, their 30-yard line with over 2 minutes to go.
Yeah.
So, but I'm not selling that. I think, they should jump ship and go with Kyle Allen. Obviously, if Taylor Heineke's leg is hurt, it is his leg, right?
Yeah, it's his knee.
Yeah.
I wonder if he practiced today. I'm going to look that up, but keep going.
I would go this angle that I would feel perfectly comfortable right now to have Kyle Allen behind center if he has to be. If they keep Taylor in there, I'm not like, oh my God, this is a stupid move. I'm not going that far, but I think Kyle Allen's got arm strength that Taylor doesn't. And of course, Taylor probably has some scrambling abilities that Kyle doesn't. So
True.
It's neither one of them are world beaters. So I am not advocating bench Taylor Heineke for Kyle Allen. Give me Kyle the GOAT.
You should have heard me on the broadcast, Dad. It was hilarious. As soon as Kyle Allen come in, I mean, we're down by 16 points at that point in the fourth quarter. And yeah, I'm just sitting there just absolutely hype training Kyle Allen on the broadcast of he's the greatest ever. Dak Prescott sucks compared to Kyle Allen. This is terrible. All this stuff. And
the funny thing is,
go ahead. Yeah.
Sorry, I was just going to say the funny thing is Valerie had your podcast up right at that moment, and I heard you.
Oh,
I'm watching
nice.
the game. It was hilarious. I was cracking up, going, "Kyle Allen, the best. Who needs Tom Brady when you got Kyle Allen?"
Yeah, exactly. It was hilarious. And I went on a meaningful tirade, and then I wanted to just see who in the chat was is this guy serious? Is this guy an idiot? Is this guy really think Kyle Allen is better than Dak Prescott? All this. It was good times. Good times. Anyway, you know what? This could be actually. Let's see. Yeah, we're already 43 minutes in. We can actually just go ahead and kind of transition here to the Eagles. I did see an interesting question. Tim, who do you think is the best player in the NFC East? Well, Micah Parsons is making a freaking argument. How'd you like number 11? Did you see him?
Oh my God, good, yeah. Just
he is so good.
He is
so good.
And if I'm not mistaken, he has God, what's the New York Giants?
Michael Strahan?
No, Taylor.
Yes. Good grief. Yeah.
I can't think of his first name right now. It's driving.
Hold on. Yeah, the one that hurt Joe Theismann, the greatest player of all time. One of the greatest players of all time. Lawrence Taylor, yes.
Thank you. He's got the same number of sacks at this, actually, I think that Lawrence Taylor had 9.5 sacks for the season, and maybe I'm wrong, but he is basically posting Lawrence Taylor type numbers as a rookie when Lawrence Taylor was a rookie. So
Yes.
not selling him that he's Lawrence Taylor, but damn if he ain't getting a good start out of it.
Yeah. He's pretty much Lawrence Taylor right now. He's a completely different player, but he's a beast. Like, because Lawrence Taylor was a true D end. No, not Lawrence Taylor, sorry. Micah Parsons, according to PFF, already has 13 sacks on the year.
Yeah, he came into the game of the Redskins with, was it 9? I thought it was
Forget
9.5.
defensive rookie of the year. This guy's going to win defensive player of the year. Like, that's the numbers he's putting up right now. He's an 83.9 PFF. He's got 3 forced fumbles, like including the one last week. 13 sacks. Yeah, the guy already at a rookie is making a strong argument to be the best player.
Well, they were saying earlier in the
division.
year that because of Dallas's injuries, that they had to play him in certain positions, but now they're using him. And I thought Lawrence Taylor was very similar of where he would line up wherever he wanted. He didn't always line up on end. I thought he would kind of mess around. Like if they had he would change his position so that offense didn't know where he's coming from.
Never mind. Hold the phone. I might be dead wrong.
What?
They're literally the same height and weight. Like,
oh yeah.
actually, I thought Lawrence Taylor was going to be bigger for some reason, but no, they're literally the same size and weight. And I'm sure Micah Parsons is even way faster.
Oh yeah, and like I said, they earlier on Dallas had to use him in certain areas, and now they're using him. I think the way they use Lawrence Taylor, which is they line him up in different spots, so you can't put. You have a great left tackle or right tackle. Okay, you're a great player. I'll go play over here with the other guy that's not so good. But now they against the Redskins, and now that they got a ton of guys back, that they're able to utilize him to his strengths, which is confuse defenses of where I'm coming, and then I'm coming, try to block me with a tight end. Go ahead.
Good. Well, Brandon Sheriff got toasted by him.
Yeah.
An all-pro guard got destroyed by Micah Parsons. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, Micah Parsons, he's making a strong argument that he might already be the best player in the NFC East. And, he is, no question, an absolute stud.
Yeah.
Stud. And he's putting up the numbers to show it. But anyway, all right. Well, I just saw this on the injury report for us. This is good news. Terry McLaurin, who got hurt, of course, last Sunday, was limited in practice. He actually did practice today. J.D. McKissick still has not practiced, but if Terry McLaurin can play, that could help if we actually go to use him. I know Chris is already going to be typing in the chat of, it doesn't matter, we don't use him anyway. Taylor Heineke missed him several times on Sunday.
Well, that's what the other thing I wanted to say is the sack fumble for the touchdown return.
Yeah.
Taylor Heineke missed a wide open guy there, and I don't know who it was because I only saw it in the play, but coming across right behind the linebackers was a Redskin that nobody was anywhere close. All he would have had to do was just lob it, and he hesitated. I think he saw it, but then he went, I think he was like, wait a minute, am I missing? Is there somebody
He held it
hovering?
too long. He held it too long. 100%.
And Ron Rivera said that in his press conference that he's holding on to the ball longer than we would have liked him to. I always like how they're diplomatic. He didn't hold on it too long, just longer than we would have liked to. But
also,
he makes that throw, it's a first down.
Yeah, exactly. Instead of, it's literally a 14-point swing. And actually, that may have been the one they went for 2. So it's like a 15-point swing. Instead of us potentially driving it for a touchdown, they end up with 8 or something like that. Anyway, but Taylor Heineke has been full participant in the last 2 days. So it looks like his injuries are not too serious, which is good news. But yeah, unfortunately, their entire injury, like ours injury list, well, first of all, our injury list doesn't even include guys on COVID. But, yesterday it was did not practice, limited, full participant. Theirs is all limited or full participant for both days. So their injuries are clearly not as serious as our injuries. And then of course, once you add in the COVID stuff, it's just
Yeah.
insane.
Do you have any idea if Philly has any COVID issues? I haven't looked. I didn't think to look at that, but
I have the entire list here. I can probably pull it up for you. The Eagles. Do the Eagles have anybody on the list? According to the CBS tracker, they have a whopping one guy on the COVID list. Kez Watkins. You don't even know who that is.
the
Exactly.
15th string
Wide
water boy.
receiver. Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Yeah, what
exactly.
position does he play?
Yeah,
Left out.
The WR stands for water retriever. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's not good. It's just not good.
Yeah, what position does he play? Left out.
But this is like the ultimate trap game, I feel like. Like, hey, Washington's coming in with no buddies, but they still have their quarterback. They could have their number one weapon. They're just patchwork, and then all of a sudden they beat the team like the Eagles, and you're just like, how in the world did they win that game? But who
All right.
knows?
Hey,
Yeah.
before we move on to the Eagles preview or predictions,
Yeah.
did Logan Thomas tear his ACL or not? I've read five
Yes, he
different
did.
articles. Yeah, but I mean, it was funny. This week it was like,
Mm-hmm.
he tore it. No, he didn't. He tore it. No, he didn't. I'm going. And finally, I think they came back. I thought I saw something yesterday that said, good news, he didn't tear it. And then it's like, I don't know where they're getting their information from, but it was literally five articles since last game going, oh, good news. Oh, bad news. Oh, good news. So it is torn. He's done.
Yeah, feel the burn coming in to say Kez Watkins is good. All right, come on. That receiver compared to our entire list is not even a comparison. All right, like it's not a comparison. All right. Anyway, that's hilarious that's your take. What happened to our trainer with the police? Oh, who knows what happened with that guy? You heard about the feds that raided the practice facility?
Was this related to the whole Gruden?
No, this is apparently our head trainer was dealing drugs.
Oh, yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
yes, I remember that.
Yeah, exactly.
Is that a problem?
Is that a problem?
Wait,
What's the issue?
Is that illegal?
Is that illegal?
Hey, he's got access to drugs.
I know,
Why
but he's
can't
not a wa. I'm sorry. You're right. I should not have insulted Kez Marquez saying he's a wa. It's.
No,
I'm
we
sorry.
were being funny. You're right.
It was just being a joke as far as saying that. Yeah, look at the comparison. It's not a compartion. But
No,
anyway.
you're right. We were being funny and failing at that attempt. So
Water retriever. Clearly, it went over some people's heads. Deep apologies over here at Skins in the Game.
yes.
NFL is allowing new rules on COVID. Who knows?
Yeah.
I hope so, but who knows? Anyway, so right now, the spread on this game has been dropping or going up, depending on who you look at, which perspective. But it's been going up precipitously. Like, it's going up crazy. 9.5 point spread now. Just yesterday, I looked at this. It was a 6 point spread. And I'm pretty sure before this last game, we were favored in this game. It's been a complete 180, of course, because of all of the COVID situation. They don't know who in the world's going to play and who's not going to play. But what is your expectations? Like, it's hard to have any. But what's your expectations going into this Eagles game? Do you expect us to still pull out a win? Or you think that this is probably going to be where our season ends? Because if we lose this game, it's going to be a tough uphill battle. We got the Cowboys again. We got the Eagles again. And then we got the Eagles are not going to be laying down because if they win this game, they may even take the 7th seed from us because of that. And then we got to play them again. And then, of course, we'll have the Giants at the end of the year. It's going to be very tough if we don't win this game. So do you think this is the end of the road pretty much? Or do you have expectations to still pull it out?
Look, you know me, I always try to have positive thoughts. It's really, really difficult at this point to know, especially to the extent of the guys. And again, by Saturday, we may find a bunch of these guys are back in and we're better. But with the condition of the offensive line and the defensive line, I'm pessimistic. I will watch the game on Sunday in hopes that I assume it's a 1. I haven't looked, but
It is.
I will watch the game, and I will expect them to play hard, and anything's possible. But I won't. I need to see out of these 21 or however many guys that are COVID positive, how many of those are going to be able to play? Because if even half of them can't, um, we're going to need a miracle to be able to. Like, I'm expecting guys on the offensive line that don't know the other guy's name. Hey, nice to meet
Yes.
you.
Yes.
Who are you? Well, I just flew in from Podunk, but
You know what I didn't look up? I'm just curious, but you can keep going. I'm looking up the depth chart now. I want to see all the O's. Yeah, look at look at this. This is hilarious. Look at all the O. Can you see it? I don't know if you can see it. O
yeah.
Q I R O I R O Q
Good
I R
God.
Q O Q O I
Look,
R.
they got positions where the first and the third string are out, and the first and the second string are out, and you're looking. It's like, yeah. But hey, you know,
We only have 2 defensive tackles on the roster right now that can play.
right. But again, I ask, how is it that we stay within 7 points of Dallas?
How do we stay within 7 points?
Was it 4 turnovers? Yeah, 4 turnovers.
4 turnovers, yes.
And we stay within 7 points. So either Dallas isn't that good, or maybe we got coaches that could fire up the team, albeit not until the second half. But maybe it took them that long to get used to game speed. I don't know. But anyway,
that's just gnarly. That is gnarly. I don't
so
think I've ever seen it that bad.
I can't help but predict the victory, just because otherwise I would not even watch the game. I will not attempt to give a score, but I expect them to win, as I do every week.
13-10 Washington.
That's
Guess
your
what?
prediction?
I'm picking us the rest of the way. I'm picking us
good.
every game from here on out. And you know what that probably means, Dad? Not
They're gonna
good.
lose.
Because the team hates whenever I pick them.
Rethink your pick right now.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe. Never mind. I'm going to pick them. Never pick them again. Never picking them again in my life.
Put on your Philly jersey right now and pick Philly.
Yeah, let me go to my closet.
Yeah, you're a closet Philly fan.
No, but no, I'm still picking us to win. I think this is written all over it, of a game that says you can't win, but this is the NFL. This is the year of the NFL that teams have been winning all year that can't win. We beat the Bucks. We couldn't win that game.
Right.
The Jaguars beat the Bills. We couldn't win that. Or the Jags couldn't win that game.
The Jets beat Cincinnati.
The Jets beat Cincinnati and Tennessee, didn't they?
Yeah, with a rookie quarterback
or something
that
like
throws
that?
for over 500 yards.
Yeah, the Detroit Lions tie the Steelers, or it's been unbelievable. I feel bad for the Bears, because the Bears still can't win a game, but no, they can't beat the Packers. But
because Aaron Rodgers owns them, right?
Yeah, exactly, exactly. So it is what it is with them. But who else? The Giants beat the Saints out of nowhere for no reason, or the Giants beat the Eagles with. Was it Mike Glennon or whoever? Who's their backup over there? I don't even know who their backup is, and they're still finding a way to win a game. So it's been a year of games that should not have happened, should not have been close, should not have. Either team should have won, or the other team should have won, and they've been winning quite often this year. So this is like the cream of the crop. This is the cherry on top of this whole season of a team that has 20 people on COVID, plus a ton of other injuries, to go in on the road. I believe it's on the road. Aren't we playing it at Eagles this game? Yes, it's at Eagles at home. To go on the road and find a way to win the game.
Yep. I fully expect that. All right, well, listen, I know we're up against the hour, and I actually got a semi-hard stop, so we're going to run through the picks.
Yeah, let's do your spreads. JW spreads.
All right. By the way, I changed a couple last minute. I told Tim already that I ended up with 8 right last week. 5 points out of the lead and 4 points out of the money with still time to go. I had a really slow start. But anyway,
Mm-hmm.
all right. So tonight we have Kansas City at the Chargers. Um, I find this on. I don't. I just find this weird now that Kansas City has seemed to find their footing.
They're
That
on a 6-game win streak. Yeah.
they're only giving 3 points to the Chargers.
Well, the Chargers are a really good team too. The Chargers beat them last time.
Well, I know, but that's when I think Kansas City was struggling. I don't think Kansas City's struggling anymore. They rolled off 40 points against sorry, who do they play? Now I'm just drawing a blank.
I don't know who they. Oh, the Raiders.
Yeah, I mean, the Raiders defense is supposed to be pretty good. But anyway, I'm picking Kansas City. I
What's the
find
spread?
3.
-3. Okay.
Yep. And then Cleveland's at home playing Las Vegas, and they're giving Vegas 3. I'm picking Cleveland.
Well, just to let you know, I still picked Cleveland, so I'm not trying to make you change your pick, but I'm pretty sure Baker Mayfield's not playing.
Yeah, and some people say they might do better when he's out.
Fair enough. Okay, because I still picked Cleveland too, so I'm not trying to change your pick.
No,
You
no,
said
no. I get
-3?
it. Yep. So Cleveland's given 3. Yep, -3. Vegas. I know. I have to say -3 instead of giving.
No,
So
giving is fine. Giving is fine.
okay.
Like I can't keep track of it for some reason. It just goes immediately out of my head after you say it. So,
Right.
but go ahead.
So Indianapolis is at home giving New England 2.5. I'm going New England.
Yeah, plus 2.5, right?
Very quiet. What are they? 9 wins.
9 wins in a row.
Another
No,
very.
no, no, no. 9 wins total. 7 wins in a row.
I'm just saying that New England is a very quiet 9-win team. You don't hear, it's like you think, oh, they're not that good. Anyway, Buffalo's at home. They're giving Carolina 10.5.
Oof.
Yeah, but you know what? I hate Cam Newton. I'm going with Buffalo.
Give me the buffs.
Yeah.
Plus 10.5 or minus 10.5. You said.
Yeah.
Go
Buffalo minus 10.5.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Arizona is at Detroit. This is a hard pick for me because I think Detroit is, they had their 1 win.
Mm-hmm. What's the spread?
13.5.
13.5.
I think I have to go to Detroit at home.
Really? I mean, that's your pick.
No, I was thinking Arizona.
Arizona coming off that loss, they may be angry, ready to stick it to somebody.
You're right.
It's up in the air. I don't know. You want to flip a coin?
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna go with Arizona.
Cardinals minus 13.5.
Yep.
Okay.
All right. So Miami's at home against the Jets, given 8.5. Got to go with Miami.
Miami 8.5, huh?
I don't know whether the Jets have their rookie quarterback that's gonna, And then
Miami's on a bit of a streak the last few games too. They're actually looking a lot better than they did the start of the season. So it's not a bad pick. Go ahead.
Yep. So Dallas is at the Giants, giving them 10.5. Giants are in it. I'm going with Dallas as much as I hate to pick them.
Yep.
Washington is at Philly, getting 4.5. So it's Washington plus 4.5. I'm going with Washington. I do that every week.
Every week.
No one's surprised. Tennessee is at Pittsburgh, given 1.5. I got to go with Pittsburgh.
Ooh, you going Pittsburgh? Eh?
Just trying to go against the grain a little bit.
Yeah, Chris went with Pittsburgh too. I went with Tennessee, but I don't hate the Pittsburgh pick. Sorry, what was the spread again?
1.5. Is Henry back? I'm sorry, I don't follow him that closely.
Yeah. Not yet. He may come back for the playoffs, and they are in the playoffs right now, but he is not back yet.
And they're still using Adrian Peterson?
No, Adrian Peterson ended up in Seattle.
I thought he signed with Tennessee.
Yeah, he got cut.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Well, he's only like 7 years old.
Yeah. But yeah, okay.
All right, Jacksonville's at home, giving Houston 3.
Houston 3.
I'm going with Houston.
Well, Dad, this also may be something that you keep an eye on. Jacksonville just fired their coach.
Oh, which is usually a good rebound.
Mm-hmm.
They
just fired their coach last night. Yep.
All right. Well, I have to think about that. I'm going to keep it Houston right now, but I know exactly what you're talking about. The bump from the oh,
The
they fired
firing.
the
Yep.
greatest coach in the world. All right, so Denver is at home, giving Cincinnati 1.5. I'm going Cincinnati.
Okay.
I
Interesting.
I think Cincinnati's pretty daggone good.
Yeah, I'm surprised Denver's favored in that game. That's interesting.
I know it's like anyway, yeah, that surprised me. I thought that was an obvious pick. Of
Hmm.
course, I could be totally wrong. So San Francisco's at home, giving Atlanta 9.
Hmm.
Atlanta's pretty bad. I'm going with San Francisco.
Okay.
Um, the Rams are at home, giving Seattle 4.5. It was 7 earlier in the week, but they went to the final at 4.5.
Wow, 4.5. Interesting.
I got to go with the Rams. I know Seattle was a tough team, but the Rams, I think, are kind of finding their footing. What was the team was it the Sunday night game where they were like 9-2? Was that the Ram? What's the Rams record? I'm sorry, I don't have it
Rams
right
are
now.
9-4 now, but they
Yeah,
just beat the Cardinals that were 9-2 or
that's what
10
I.
and 2, 10 and
Yeah,
2.
that's the
Yeah.
other one I was going to say is the Cardinals are another quiet 10-2 team. It's like you don't hear like they're dominant. Anyway, maybe
Hmm.
it's just me because I don't pay attention.
It's all good.
All right, so Green Bay is at Baltimore,
Hmm.
given 4.5. I think Baltimore is not right.
I
I'm
think
gonna
I
get.
don't think Kyler Murray's playing either.
Yeah,
Not
I'm
Kyler
going.
Murray. Lamar Jackson. I
Yeah,
don't
I
think
know who
Lamar
you meant.
Jackson's playing. Yep.
I'm going with Green Bay.
Minus 4.5.
Yeah,
Okay.
Green Bay's given 4.5. Yep. Tampa Bay is at home against the Saints. They're given 11.
Mm.
I can't pick against Tampa Bay.
Okay.
So Tampa Bay minus 11, and then Minnesota at Chicago. This is going to be my contrarian pick because I don't think Minnesota's that good. I'm going with Chicago, getting 3.5.
I
Chicago
picked
plus
Chicago straight up as well. I'm on board. Plus what?
plus 3.5.
Plus 3.5. I was with you on that. I'm 1,000% with you, and you know what that means.
Yeah,
Bet against
Tim.
us. Everybody in
I
the
was,
chat, bet against us immediately. Put all your money on Minnesota. Trust me. All right, just mortgage your future on Minnesota. But what were you gonna say?
Sell your house. No,
Yeah.
I was going to say, Tim, please don't pick Chicago.
Yep.
But
No, I picked Chicago yesterday, so
so anyway,
I'm in that boat too. All right. Well, that is a show. I lost my cap somehow, some way. Oh, there it is. Fell under me. All right. So, great show. Thanks, Dad, for stopping on through. Thanks for everybody in the chat that stopped on through. Kikosio, Skin Them Alive, Hassan Moore, Barry Brown, the Cowboys fan. I think the Eagles will beat y'all, unfortunately, due to injuries and COVID. Like all the other 31 teams in the NFL, keep hope alive, brother. What's up, Barry?
okay.
Thanks for stopping by. Go ahead.
Before we drop off, can you read what Jarris posted and tell me if you can understand that?
John, give me John plug 13 on Tim. Excuse me. Plus 13 is what he's trying to say. Like, as in, like, he thinks that you're a plus 13. But I think he's getting it backwards. I think he's saying that you're the favorite, and then he wants, no. He is saying that you're the underdog, but he wants to take you in the bet between me and you. For sure.
Hey, a priest, a minister, and a rabbit
Change that
walk
thumbnail.
into a bar, and the bartender asks the rabbit what he wants to drink, and he goes, "I don't know. I'm just here because of autocorrect." Rabbi, rabbit,
Oh, the rabbit instead of the rabbi. But
That's a semi-dad joke. But anyway, yeah, thanks. Thanks to everybody for hanging out with us. It's you, not your dad. What is? Oh,
Tim is about to make his professional debut as tight end. Was said earlier. I missed that one. It's not you. It's your dad. Oh, the this. He said change the thumbnail.
oh.
But this is Dad's thing. This is what Dad does. That's what you do.
It grew legs a long time ago. And
Yeah, it did.
as things often do. But anyway,
Oh, Kyle Lauletta might be starting for the Browns. Ay. Kyle Lauletta was coached by my favorite college coach, Mike Leach. So he's actually the best quarterback you'll ever see play. But
It's gotta
all
be.
right, well, thanks everybody. Thanks for stopping by. We'll be back
Yeah.
here in 30 minutes or whatever, 35 minutes, whenever this game starts, for the Thursday night game for some play-by-play. Come over there and hang out with me. I don't know if Chris is going to be here tonight or anybody else, but anyway, I will be here no matter how you slice it. And
Go
until,
Chiefs.
Go Chiefs. Yep. And until next time.
Yeah.
See ya! All right, another one.